My name is Tiffany, and this is my sheep heart lab video. So we're going to start off with the visceral pericardium, which is also known as the epicardium. It's usually located on the outside. It is the outermost layer of the heart muscle. Then we have the apex here on the bottom. We have the base of the heart up here. We have our right and left atrium, which is, I have this correct. This is my right, and this is the left atrium. The blood from the right atrium is deoxygenated blood, and the blood in the left atrium is oxygenated blood. We have our right and left auricles, which the right auricle is right about here, and the left auricle is about here. And what the right auricle collects deoxygenated blood from the bloodstream and moves it to the heart's right ventricle, while the left auricle collects oxygenated blood from the lungs and moves it into the heart's left ventricle. And lastly, we have our right, and this is our right ventricle down here, and our left ventricle down here. And we have the interventricular sulcus, which is actually back here, still kind of covered by some of the fat, and we'll show that to you later when we move the fat. And the left coronary artery and the great cardiac vein are found in the anterior ventricular branch of the interventricular sulcus, and the posterior intercentricular artery and the middle cardiac vein are found in the posterior ventricular sulcus. So now we have our pulmonary trunk, which is right here where my finger is, and here the blood where the blood is going is that the pulmonary trunk carries the blood from the heart to the lungs, and it is deoxygenated blood. We have our aorta back here, and the aorta carries the blood from the heart to the body, and it carries oxygenated blood. We have our ascending aorta that would be about here, and our aortic arch, which is actually cut off, would be about here. On the aortic arch, there are 3 major vessels, which include the brachiocephalic artery, the left common carotid, and the left subclavian. And then we have our superior vena cava here. Inferior vena cava would be right about here on the back. And we have our coronary sinus, which runs this way. And where these blood vessels delivers blood to the right atrium, and they are actually they are made out of veins, and the type of blood that they carry is deoxygenated blood. So moving on to the internal anatomy of the heart, we have the pectinate of the inner wall of the right atrium, which would be right about in here, if you can see that there. Then we have the myocardium, which is all of this meat right in here. This is the myocardium, and what it does, and that is the right, and yeah, that's the right, and this is the left one. And if you can see, it's about 3 times thicker in the left than the right, and that's because the left ventricle has more of the oxygenated blood that goes through it. We have the trabeculae carneae, which are trying to find a good one. I think it's going to be in here. The trabeculae carneae is all of the unevenness kind of right down here on the inside of the ventricle. Then we have the interventricular septum, which is pretty much this meaty part right here. We have the bicuspid valve in the left valve, which is not enough light. This right there would be the bicuspid valve, And we have the tricuspid valve right up in there. There's the chordae tendineae, which extend from all the bicuspids. And you can kind of see the stringy stuff coming down. We have the cusps of the valve, which I kind of already said. They were the white stuff right up there. We have the papillary muscle, which is where the chordae tendineae kind of connect to. And it might be easier in this one. If you can see, they're kind of in the back over there. We have the pulmonary semilunar valve, which is more noticeable when I do it this way. So going from this pulmonary trunk, and we come back out into the over here. So the pulmonary semilunar valve would be located kind of up in here, a little out of the way from the way that I cut the heart open. And we have the aortic semilunar valve, which is up in here. Alright, so that is the end of my sheep heart dissection lab, and thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.